Hello, it's the Bad Mini Painter, and today I'm doing something pretty new for me. I'm painting a craft world model thing, a Farseer. Um, just because I had it lying around and I wanted to do something different, so why not? And I did the thing where I tried to do a good job, so you can determine whether or not that actually was accomplished. But it's a pretty cool model. So yeah, let's get cracking. So I have an issue with my primer, and I think it's because the country I live in is quite cold. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of crackling, and that pretty much rules out my option to use shades, because the shade will just settle in the cracks. So what I decided to do to fix that was to add the shading in another way by adding light. Makes sense, right? So what I do now is I add really thin coats and, well, a lot of them to hide the cracks. And then I slowly start to mix in White Star with the sunset purple and add highlights with that. So all the raised areas get lighter, and in that way I manage to actually get some shading on it. So I have the sunset purple as my shade, and then I just slowly build up the light. And I try to do it while the paint is wet, so it mixes. Next I go in with Wraith Bone, and that's for the inside of the cloak. It's a nice white fabric color for clothes and stuff like that. I enjoy it quite a bit. And next it's Mephiston Red for for the dress, for his garment. And the crackling wasn't that bad here, so I still try to. It looks like I put it on way too thick. What I do is I spread it out quite a bit, and I'm still working on the whole thinning down the paints while not making it into water. It's a working process. Progress, working process. Next up, White Star. For his shoulder blades and his helmet, and also for the band running across his waist. And yeah, White Star is just an awesome paint. It basically has the quality of White Scar without breaking apart 5 seconds after you open the pot. 2 thin coats. I need more of those paints for the future. It's a lovely brand. Well done, Duncan. Abaddon Black for the shaft of his spear, for some of the bags around his waist, and for the boots. Oh, and for the visor on the helmet, that's black. I'm trying to be super careful not to mess up the white. But I do go back quite a lot and fix tiny mistakes. I assume you guys do as well. I decided to use a shading of Carroburg Crimson on the cloak. Not cloak. His garment, his dress thing. And I especially focused on getting it in between the area that I knew I was going to paint with the Retributor armor later. After the shade has dried, I go in with Demon Red from 2 thin coats. It's kind of equivalent to Evil Sun Scarlet. And I give all the raised areas a coat of that. And next is Retributor armor, and I'm trying to be super careful to only hit the raised areas, because the shading has settled quite nicely, adding quite a bit of definition. And my fat hands are in the way. Why are they always in the way? It's as soon as I start getting into the paint job, I stop paying attention to where my hands is. It's dumb. A little bit of Morfang Brown, and that's for the different bags and the little purse around his waist, just to break up the Abaddon Black and add a little bit more interest and detail. And then I go in with bright bronze for the metal parts on his spear. I could have done this in Retributor armor as well, but again, add a little bit of variation, also make the video more than 5 minutes. So, bright bronze. It's a really cool metallic bronze from Vallejo. I really like it. It doesn't go on particularly thick. And I know my brush is pretty fucked up, but I'm working around it. Next I do Magic Blue from the Army Painter. It's a speed paint. One of my favorite speed paints from those guys. And I do that for all the little stones, except the one on his helmet, and for the spear. Next, for the little emblem stone on his helmet, I use Maker's purple. Out of focus, but I do. And it's a contrast from Citadel. It's quite nice. Then non-oil, and that's to add definition on the decorations on the helmet, and also for the weapon. So the metal parts on the weapon, I give that a layer too. No, I do that with Agrax Earthshade. Well done. Jesus. So yeah, those get a fairly light layer of Agrax Earthshade. I wanted to darken it down a little bit more than Reichland Flesh Shade would do, which is normally my go-to for shading metals, non-silver metals. And finally, a cleanup with the white star, and also there are some lightning on his spear, so I decided to try to freehand those, and it actually didn't turn out too bad. Not brilliant, but definitely not as bad as it could have been. And the final result. So when I really apply myself, I can do something half decent. So now we know. Yay. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and generally enjoyed this kind of content. If you do, please do leave a like and do subscribe. It helps me out quite a bit, and the subscription count going up makes me happy. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. That's totally up to you. It helps me anyway. So yeah. Anywho, thank you for your time. Time is insanely valuable. It's the most limited resource that you have, and you spent 7 or 8 minutes on me. I appreciate that quite a bit. Have an awesome day. Bye.